So, there's a nice empty table. I like nice empty tables. No one to bother me. Whoops, my sleeve is stuck to the table. Who left that soda all over this table? Wait a minute, it isn't soda, it's ketchup. Just have to pick up the napkin and... Oh no, now my other sleeve's stuck. I'll just pick up the napkin with my mouth.
Hey, you mind if we sit here? Hey, thanks, kid. Sit down here, Harry.
Okay. Hey, this stuff isn't half bad. What they call this stuff?
Rat burger a la Francaise. Looks like what them apes ate in, what was that movie, Dewey Day? 2001. That apes will look like your mother.
You know what this crater-faced goon says about me? Your face looks like an atomic testing range, pimply.
I think it's time for my next class.
You got plenty of time. You sit right here. You hear what this pizza-faced creep says about my mother, huh?
Well, I don't think he really meant it, I'm sure. He's probably a basically good person at heart. Yeah, but now that I reconsider...
You start with me?
He looks like a pig, don't he?
No, I really... Oh, couldn't agree with you more. Now that I think about it, I better leave now.
Sit down, smarty. You better not be start with me. Because if you are, it'll take the custodians a month to pick you up off of the floor. Hey.
Hey, kid, you left your sleeves on the table.
My karate class.
Your opponent on the ground by pushing him back with one arm while sweeping your attacker's foot from under him. Now, let's deal with the problem of unarmed muggers. The first thing you have to do is to convince your man that you're dangerous. Girls, this is especially important if the attacker is a potential rapist, so listen closely. Jumping up 3 or 4 feet in the air, you can kick in 9 of his ribs. That should do the trick. Also, on the way down, you can gouge out a few eyes if possible, while ripping out his heart with your teeth. At this point, the man is probably not in any position to fight back. But if he still persists in trying to rob you, you can rip off his arms. Advanced students, you can do this with your bare hands. However, beginners may need a buzzsaw. Okay, now let's go over that last technique, class. Remember, though, it is a friendly technique, so while you're doing it, smile. Ready? Eat!
Time for Mr. Z's class. He's still sold on that domino theory, and he's about as exciting as a rock. Oh, well.
I know that the Russians still want to invade Brooklyn, no matter what you say, and that all you bleeding heart internationalists won't realize it until it's too late. Until Russian soldiers are marching through your bedroom, breaking all your World's Fair memorial ashtrays, burning every copy of the National Review, dismembering your lawn flamingos, forcing you to drink vodka instead of Coca-Cola.
Time for my chem class. What's going on in here?
Now, you may think all those scientists work very carefully, that everything they do is planned. But actually, a scientist could have been just walking down the aisle in his laboratory with 2 beakers of chemicals in his hands when all of a sudden, purely by accident, nerve gas is discovered.
That's really great, Mr. Simon. I think I'm paralyzed.
When are we going to do something, Mr. Simon?
Why, here at John Dewey, everyone is self-motivated. Aren't you all prize scholars? You don't even need a teacher to learn. You should all be learning at your own pace.
Hey, Mr. Lloyd's going to be awful mad. The floor's all purple now. Yeah.
Well, since all you scholars are so intent on doing something, we're going to see a film today. Oh. You asked for it, not me.
Science on the March presents your friend, the Atom Bomb.
Everything in the universe
universe is made up of molecules. These molecules, in turn, are made up of even smaller particles known as atoms. Though scientists cannot actually see an atom, they think they look like our friend Andy here. As you can see, Andy atom has a shell of electrons. One day, he finds a girl whose shell attracts him. They settle down and raise a family. The ancient Greeks thought that everything was made up of only 4 elements: fire, phlegm, air, and Play-Doh. We can see how far that got them. You can see from what I'm writing on the blackboard that those ions are really charged. 1 negative, 1 positive. What does this mean? We can see best if we look at this animation. In a solution, these particles move about randomly. They lindy, they twist, they do the boogaloo. Is this science? It certainly isn't soccer, my friends. But then, don't ask me, they just pick me for my voice. Ask Professor Puffer here, as he steps into the laboratory to answer a few questions of yours.
Well, here's a letter from a student who asks, how can I build an atomic bomb in my home in my spare time? Well, with the proper isotopes, you can spend your half-life working on this project. Another student, writes, Mr. Puffer, doesn't the name Professor? My teacher keeps talking about subatomic particles. I don't know what means subatomic particles. So one day when my cat had an atomic ache, I opened him up and looked inside, but I didn't see no particles. Signed Elmo Jones. Hello, Elmo. I think you'll have to look a little bit closer. Oh, look at the time. Goodbye now, kids. The president asked me to invent a virus that affects only the Democrats. Duty calls. Travis.